I'm so glad that I get the chance to catch up with you, Derek, because this season has already been incredible. I talked to Brett Huff the other some weeks ago, and he had nothing but nice things to say about you. Don't worry. Um, he said you're on it when it comes to social media. When you doing the TikToks, you're the one sort of who wrangles him in to get him to do those things. Because I said to him, you guys have some great GIFs. You guys are a part of these incredible social media things. And he says some of the ideas are yours, some of them he he's able to do physically. So he loves that you keep him included in all of the wonderful mayhem that is the social media of the rookie.
But no, he's down to do all the things I sent him that he can do. Let's say that, that he's physically able to because
Well, he told me he did have surgery, so
yeah, he
we're
has
not
surgery.
we're
Yeah,
not
I think
talking about his age. We're talking about his physicality, everyone.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, his physicality. But no, he's a trooper and the fans love him. He's been on this show for a while as well. And he's really a great person, a great co-worker. And I don't think the show would be the same without him.
Jumping in here, we see you reunite with Ridley, and that was
Mhm.
such a poignant moment for the two of you to sort of come full circle, clear the air, and become friends, dare I say?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a beautiful moment where the two of you bond. Yes, Seth has lost a leg and his life isn't the same, but you lost a football career too, and your life isn't the same. He feels it's not sort of, matched up, but when you come together and explain everything to him, I think he understands finally where he messed up.
Mhm.
And instead of blaming you guys for how you treated him and not caring about him after that, he
Mhm.
realized he should be more appreciative of the fact that you're still reaching out.
Most definitely. Yeah, I think they have a brotherhood dynamic, and I think Miles really had this sort of love for him that was kind of tainted when he found out that Seth was doing some of the things he was doing. Because Miles take this career path seriously, and he wants to be a great cop. And I think he put those same pressures that he put on himself onto Seth. And but nobody's perfect, and we all have our flaws. And I think how the writers wrote this season with those two and their dynamic is you see Miles coming to him in a genuine space is like, okay, I know people blame you and they kind of shunned you away, but at the end of the day, we were friends, and I want to hear you out, and I want to give you a second chance because I think Miles has such a nurturing and loving, kind heart that he wants to see in good in people, and but maybe that could be his demise as well. But I think things between those two, you'll see throughout this season how they lean more into their friendship and really trusting each other in order to rebuild what was lost last season.
I mean, we do see Miles sort of trusting his CI at that point
Mhm.
as well, and that biting
Yeah.
him, coming back to bite him. Do you think that Miles always wanting to see in the good in people or being sort of a little maybe too trusting could bite
hmm
him in the butt sometimes?
Oh yeah. I mean, the perfect example was his CI. I think he needs to do a better job of having and using discernment. But that's come with age and also comfortability in the unit he's in, and also being comfortable as a police officer in his whole. And I'm glad that this season we see him learning from not just Tim but Nolan, who is maybe less seasoned as Tim, but he's more seasoned as far as he's older and he has that father uncle type of leadership and bond that you're going to see Miles and Nolan kind of gravitate to as far as Miles learning and calming his cowboy instincts. And maybe hopefully he'll learn how to have better discernment and not go with the flow as far as, like what happened with his CI that got him in trouble.
There is
You
such a
saw the red flags there.
well, yeah, I mean, and my favorite part is he's like, Penn, I'm on, like the helicopter's looking in, and I'm like,
Oh my, yeah,
I'm working with Miles Penn.
yeah,
Even that was
I know,
the moment of clarity was perfection.
yeah,
Well, we do see the difference in teaching dynamics between Tim and Nolan. You know, Tim gives you tough love, whereas Nolan
hmm
gives you wisdom. And those two teaching dynamics, I think, will have sort of an effect more on Miles, in different ways, certainly. Tim's tough love teaches him, I think, more, as you said, to rein in the cowboy ways, whereas
hmm
Nolan's like not a father figure, but also in that way, fatherly advice more so because he's like, look, this is how I keep you safe, but make smart decisions. Whereas Tim is like, you're doing the wrong thing. This is by the book. This is how we
hmm
do it. And I think those maybe dichotomies are what Miles needs, both of those sort of
hmm
teaching styles to make him a better police officer.
Yeah, I think so too. And we see throughout even this last episode, Nolan allowed Miles to make his own decision without putting in too much input, but he did give him some type of leadership advice, like, hey, do you think you want to trust this guy? But he let Miles make his own decision. And in life, that's how we learn to be better people, not just in our everyday lives, but professionally as well, by making mistakes. And I think so many people put this type of pressure on themselves. Like, hey, I want to be perfect. I don't want to make any mistakes. But honestly, that's how you learn to be great at anything is through mistakes, trial and error, and things of that nature. And I think, the most famous and the most successful people in this world can probably validate that statement. And I know I surely can attest to that in my own personal life and in my professional life. And I think Miles is going to do the same. And we get to see really and just like we got to see last season, his true demeanor, his true heart. I mean, one of my favorite episodes last season is when he volunteered for the Women's Center on his free time, and I think that's Miles's true nature, which is going to make him a great, great, profound cop in a good way.
Absolutely. And I also think having Selena now as a
Hmm
roommate, she'll rub up on him too, the way that she did sort of with Thorson and the
hmm
other characters that she had a chance to come across as well. I think this roommate situation is probably a lot healthier than the RV. Um,
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, yeah, it is.
for him, I did ask Brent, I said, like, oh, what's the dynamic life like for you
hmm
guys in the RV? And he avoided that skillfully since you're no longer roommates.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
but he was saying it would be so nice to see, Smitty's afterlife, like he suddenly has like a girlfriend who's like Margot Robbie or like because he's on
That's
his he
good.
was saying like it's like, he didn't know like Smitty's are like on his fifth wife or something like that because
Mhm.
he said like he told Nolan he was divorced or whatever, and he said it would be nice to see
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Smitty's
That would
divorced,
be cool to
but
see
he's
that.
dating like a Hollywood celebrity, and Nolan's
Yeah,
like blown away. And I was like, oh yeah, you could totally go for Margot Robbie. He was like, please let it be Margot Robbie.
that's cool. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. I'm trying to push the writers to write Miles a good love story, a good love interest.
He tried. He tried last season to go on a
You know what I
date,
mean?
to be fair.
Oh my God, the date.
That did not go well.
Yeah, did not go well at all. Yeah,
But you know what? There is still time. You're on the finale. Maybe this season they still have something to write you in.
maybe
Uh,
we'll see. We'll see. But no,
but
look.
maybe he's focused more this season on head down
Yeah,
career this moment.
I think Miles is locked in right now on being a good cop and learning. And Selena, yeah, most definitely. Selena is I love their platonic friendship. And I think that he's learning from her as well because Selena is more grounded and she has a nurturing dynamic as well and this calm demeanor. But don't play with her; she can snap on you. She's a badass too. And I think Miles can learn something from Selena, and I'm glad that those two are roommates. And I can't wait to see how that then I know, but I can't wait to see how the fans get to see how they interact and how they coexist in the same space, being a male and a female, and in the same work environment, But I think it's important for them to remain friends and learn from each other and take different bits and pieces that they can use in their personal and in their professional lives. And just like I think Selena is teaching Miles, I think Miles may be teaching Selena something as well. So which is cool. And she has Rod, her boyfriend, that's I
A
think
musician.
yeah, the musician, cop cuties, cute and on duty. Shout out to Xander. Xander is the
Sexy.
actor.
Keep it
Yeah.
sexy. Yeah, I like
Yeah, Xander is a great actor. He's a great magician. I mean, musician as well. And I think those three. I think they're all good friends, and I can't wait to see how the fans see how that trio and that duo with Selena and Miles gets portrayed this season.
We're seeing in the next episode, Aaron Thorson is back. Did you get a chance to chat with Truman at all and maybe talk about his dynamics about being on the show?
Yeah, we had a cast dinner a couple days ago, and we all hang out. We're great friends, the whole cast in general. And True's a good dude. He's a cool dude, and he's working on multiple projects right now. I'm very, very happy for him, and it's cool to have him back too. And honestly, being a person of color, and as a man, it's cool to have another black man on the show that's around my age because we have Richard as well, but he's a little bit older. But it's cool to have him on the show, and I'm talking about personally to see him thriving in this career because it's definitely a tough career to be successful in, and we're on one of the successful shows in the world, and I'm very happy. I think we rank number 8 in the world right now, which is mind-boggling to be on our 8th season.
Even eight, and no
Yeah,
stopping. I mean, Brett said he would go for as many as you guys have.
look, like
No,
Melissa said, let's Grey's
Nathan said
Anatomy
he
this
wants
thing.
to be like, yeah, Nathan has said he wants to be like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, look, I want to be on this show as long as possible, and I keep putting my best foot forward. I show up early, I leave late. I'm very overly prepared, and I'm very happy with the work and the time that our cast and crew is putting in. But to answer your question, yeah, we're all good friends, and uh, True is a good person. He's a very talented actor, and he's a comedian. He does stand up. And he's a part of Groundlings, which is cool. I think we're all going to go to one of his shows coming up next month. So I'm very excited about that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, you
Yeah.
talked to me about pitching Miles a love interest. Are there any other stories you have in mind that you might like to see?
Man, yeah, I've been pitching a love interesting. I said, I remember I was doing an interview with Selena a couple weeks ago, and that finally came out. I think on the red carpet was one of them, and we talked about a love interest. And I was like, yo, maybe I could find a love interest in Brazil if the Ricky goes to Brazil, because Brazil is a beautiful country.
Yes.
I actually dated someone from Brazil, and she was from a small town. But Brazil has big cities. It has great universities, a really great infrastructure with things just like America. It's a beautiful country, and I would love to visit there. And maybe he finds somebody from a police force or something in
I mean,
Brazil,
they
and,
went
and
to
they all.
Poland this year. You could never know.
You never know. But no, I would love to go to Brazil, but we'll see. But yeah, so I'm pushing that storyline.
All right, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Every episode of The Rookie is so special to watch. There's a little bit of lesson in each one, but also the action and adventure is just top notch. And we saw you kicking some butt this week as well. Took a gun
Mhm.
to the face.
I took a gun to the face. Yeah.
Are there some episodes you really want us to keep an eye out for this season?
There's an episode. Oh man, there's an episode coming up that Bill Rowe directed. It's different than anything we've done on the Rookie thus far. I can't reference anything without giving it away. Let's just say Miles is gonna be doing a lot of running that episode.
He
I
did got his
swear.
cardio in and got to
I
send
ran
it
I
for the
ran
day.
track in high school and I played football in college, and I had to do this loop around as we were filming in I can't even say where we were filming, but it was very spacious, right? And it was well, I can't even get that where we were filming at, not even the structure
Be
of the
careful.
buildings. Okay, just know we were filming it at somewhere huge, and I had to run like 350 meters over 15 times. I'm not over exaggerating. And it was cool, but that's gonna be one I think my favorite episode. And this the one we're working on now, the finale is gonna be big too. So, and it's such a cliffhanger at the end. Oh my God. Woo! So yeah, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. This season, I think honestly, I think this is, I'm not being biased because I work on the show. I think this is going to be one of our best seasons yet. And I have to give credit to the writers, our showrunner, Alexi. You know, it starts from him and then trickles down from Nathan to our other producers, our directors, and the cast. You know, we all get along so well. And also, the writers do a great job at giving each and every one of us character arcs. So I think and I hope and I pray that this season is going to be the biggest season yet.
Well, you're not just an actor, you're a writer as well. I'm so proud of your book, and so many people have just loving getting to read it. Have
Mhm.
any other books in the works just yet, or just
Um,
ideas for the time being?
I'm working on the second book right now, the sequel to Nolan's, and essentially, you know, I envision it as a trilogy. So I got two more books to write, and I really want this thing, hopefully, and you know, it would be a blessing to get this thing made into a movie or a TV show. That's my overall objective for this project, for the IP. So you know, the book was released a few weeks ago and it's going well, and I'm finally doing some book signings. I have my first official one on the 22nd of February at Annabelle's bookstore in on Ventura in Studio City. That's coming up soon. I'm excited about that, and we'll see from there. But yeah, I'm working on the sequel right now, which the first one took me 7 years to write. The second one, hopefully, doesn't take me that long, maybe a year, and then we'll go from there.
Do you have them sort of not like whiteboarded out, but whiteboarded
Yeah.
out? Like,
No, listen, I have a big whiteboard that I write on. I have big tear out sheets. That's how I write. You know, it's hard for me because I need to see. I'm a visual, learning a visual. I like visual cues. So I reference that whiteboard all the time. And it's easy for me just to erase and, you know, put new characters on there, new plots. Well, the book is how I can talk about this. You know, in the end of the book, the big cliffhanger was Lincoln, he turns into a vampire. And the Casket Girls, which is a folklore story in New Orleans, is gonna really have a big essence, a big presence in the sequel. So that's what I'm mapping out now. The world building for the Vampire Kingdom, you know, that their whole compound and the bloodlines and things of that nature. And just I would really want to include more New Orleans essence in the second book because in the first one, New Orleans is really its character in its own self, and I just want to expand on that more. And it's gonna be cool to really flush out this new journey of the second novel, and I'm very excited about it.
all right, Netflix, if you're listening, Apple TV, Prime
Yeah.
Video,
Yeah, most
reach
definitely.
out to
Disney
Terry
Plus,
Phone. There you
Disney,
go.
you know, The Rookies is produced
Reach
by Disney. What's up,
out.
Disney? Holla at
I
me.
can I can connect the two of you.
Amazing. What's up?
Have you been busy working on any other projects? Some films maybe?
That's my number one objective this off season. We're blessed to have a few months off, so I want to do a great movie, not just anything, you know, something. My overall, I want to be a great actor. And you know, I'm going back to acting class once we wrap. I train with Ivana Chubbuck. She's the best acting coach in the world. You know, she does substitution technique, which works for me because I've been through so much in my life, like, you know, losing both my parents and the struggles with that and growing up with a mom in and out the hospital and growing up without a father. The substitution technique works best for me outside of imagination because imagination doesn't really feel real to me. Even though I play a cop on a TV show, and imagination is what I use sometimes, but the substitution technique, especially in like deep moments, even on the Rookie, there's some deep moments, especially in the first season when Tim and Miles are having those interactions. And I pulled deep from substitution, and I just substitute, you know, Tim as my father or Tim as my mom, and it works so valuable for me. And so I'm gonna go back in class and hopefully book a movie. I want to get nominated for something, Oscar, Golden Globe, Emmy, things of that nature. Or maybe if I do a play or two, a Tony, something like that, something great. And if I don't find it, I'm gonna produce it, write it, and maybe direct it. You never know. But that's my overall objective for my acting career while still working on the Rookie. I want to be on this show as long as possible. So to answer your question, yeah, maybe a rookie. I mean, maybe a rookie, maybe a movie or two. And the cast and I were going to some cons. Like we're going to Germany, going back to
I saw
Paris.
France, yeah.
Yeah, Milan and things of that nature. So I'm happy and ready to meet some more fans and to sign some autographs and just honestly to know that our show is in I think over like 30 countries. is still
Insane.
mind-boggling to me. It's insane, but I'm very, 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 very much so grateful for our fans, and that makes our work feel like we're doing something special in this world, and that's why we have to carry ourselves in such a way our presence can really help out other people. And I'm glad that, I have a part of my mom inside me that taught me how to be a great person, to have a kind heart, and that love is love, and that spread love and not hate. That I can be out in the world, interact with people, and people can say, he's not just a great actor, he's a kind person with a good heart. And maybe I can strive to do better in life just because I met Deric Augustine. If I can change one person's heart, man, I am doing the right thing in life and I'm making my mom proud. So when I go to these cons, I meet the fans. I'm so happy and blessed to be able to go to these things because it's a privilege. It truly is a privilege what we do in life. Like I'm living in my dream. I'm working in my passion that I trained so hard for, that I fulfilled this dream when I was just a kid, when I did my first play, The King and I, when I was like 12 or 11, that my mom forced me to do, that I did not want to do, but I fell in love with it. And I'm living currently in the reality of this dream. And it's a privilege. And I don't want to ever think that I'm above the privilege, if that makes any sense, because our fans are the reason why our show is so successful. It's not, yes, of course, we are actors and our work counts, but the fans watch the show and they keep it going. So it's such a blessing to be able to go to these cons, and I do not take it for granted at all.
Be the example you wish to see, and you are the living embodiment of that.
I try. My motto is if you can't find a good person in this world, be that good person that other people get to see.
My goodness, I think more people need to hear that lesson.
Yeah.
And I think you do a great job of exemplifying it as well. You have to know that you're already a role model for so many people watching you on this series. And it must make you feel so good when people just come up to you and tell you how wonderful you are on the show because you truly do have this as a gift. Um, Not just it's not something you need to attain. You have it. You have this
Mhm.
light in you, Derek. And it's so good to watch you on screen each week. You're such, not just the storylines are investable, but each character is investable as a human being. And the fact that
Mhm.
you are the person behind that just shows what a great character and great person you are as well.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So it's blushing, I can tell.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My character was supposed to be Miles was supposed to be this womanizer, wild boy. And then the writer sat me down one day and was like, we really wrote Miles how he is now because of you. And that made me feel special. It really did. Not saying Miles doesn't mess up sometimes, because he does, because he's a rookie. And I think that the
And
fans
the
need to
girlfriend
realize that,
situation too. I mean, he did sort of keep her along a little too long.
yeah, that's because he's human, he's human, and we need these type of things to bring some type of um, a contrast between, yeah, everybody's doing good on the force, but Miles is still messing up because he is a rookie and he thought he was a D word cowboy. So
Right?
he needs to be humbled. And I hope the fans really have some grace for Miles as well and knows that he's still learning. And look, I'm not one of the fan favorites yet. And it's cool to see
Don't
how
hold your,
other
don't.
look, I'm just a calm, modest, meek, humble guy. And I know, look, we have great characters on the show. And that's what's the beauty about working on this show, because we all just have this own personalities, and our characters have their own personalities that fans get to gravitate to more than other characters, and that's fine. And it's so cool to have that because it brings all people from all different parts of the world together, and we can have hard conversations and we can have great conversations, but all together, it's getting the show where it needs to be, which is, we all want to make this show successful as possible, and we're all trying to do a great job at that.
And you do, my friend. Do you
Shit
have a
me
website or something where people
Yeah,
can to find it?
it's Nolans.net. Yeah, Nolans.net. You can it'll take you to the link, and you just order on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. And yeah, I can't wait to see how this this journey of my writing career progresses, and I'm just doing my best what I have with my resources, if that makes any sense.